So, taking a gap year is probably one of the hardest and equally toughest decisions in your academic journey. Let's all welcome Mick Saluda as she guides us through the most complex decision we may make this uphill journey. Ms. Joanna Krisha Saludo, or G as she's commonly known, is a wine international scholar at Brandeis University. After graduating in May 2023 from Xavier Ateneo Senior High School, she took a gap year. She's currently interested in public health, international and global studies, legal studies, and the arts. So may we all welcome Mick Saludo.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me well?
Yes, Paul, we can hear you.
Okay, that's great. So I'm on my phone right now since I'm still waiting for Brandeis to give me like the free laptop. So I'm here at Brandeis and I'm G, like was introduced earlier by Jaden. And I took a gap year last year in May 2023. So yeah, there's the slide. So I'll be talking about more about the gap years. So like what was my story? How did I come to the decision to take a gap year? The pros and the cons of a gap year. What are the common misconceptions about gap years? And maybe I can also talk about how you can write your gap year essay in the Common App if I still have time to do so. Next slide, please. Okay, so maybe we can start by defining what's a gap year because a lot of the people I've been seeing like asking me like what's a gap like they think they're a gap year because they're applying while they're in college. So like they think they can start over as a freshman and that's a common misconception that a lot of people have, especially when applying abroad and like wala silang resources to like guide them about applying to a gap year. So basically a gap year is a year where you don't have any academic affiliation like studying ganun. So for instance, nag-graduate ka, like me, 2023, you don't go to school for a year. Or, yeah, you can take as many gap years as you want, but I'll be talking more later about how that can be a pro or a con for you. And yeah, that's basically a gap year. Next slide, please. Okay, so for my gap year story, I graduated, like I said, last May 2023. And during that year, my senior year, I was like so focused and like so passionate to like complete something. I was doing a project in our school. It was like a campaign for a constitutional change. And I was like so engrossed lang sa pag sa student government and policy work. So I I was not really focusing on college jobs at all. Pero I have been preparing for college applications abroad since I was grade 9. And I was also a member of COS, which is another organization similar to CAMP. And yeah, I was the member and I had a lot on my plate. And then when December came, like it was the application season, and um I was like determined to pass because I really wanted to go to school abroad and I knew that it was what I wanted because I've been preparing it for like so long. And when December came, I ran into like some unfortunate accident and my laptop, my gadgets, all of them were unusable. They were broken. So I did not have the chance to like apply to the US universities during my senior year. And it was a tough decision because it's not just US universities. I didn't really apply to any college at all because I think a part of me really wanted to take a gap year. So yeah, even though a lot of people warned me, like they said that if ever gap year crosses your mind, just don't. And then there's my mom too, like saying that it's a waste of time, all of that. I really didn't listen because it's what I wanted. And it's like I needed that time to explore more about like opportunities, opportunities that are outside of school. And I also really wanted to participate in a lot of community organizing activities more. And I also want to explore other careers. So yeah, during my gap year, I was very productive. Though at first it was very hard because you're seeing your friends move on to college. Everyone's like having fun in their freshman year, and here I am, like I'm not in school, but I got through that. And it was actually a really peaceful moment na parang for the first time in my life, wala akong hinahabol. Like I'm just focusing on my self-development. So during my gap year, I taught as an ESL teacher. So I did that for like a couple of months before I decided it wasn't for me. So I quit that and then I did some business stuff. So I opened like two business with a business partner, and then I moved out of my house actually to pursue that. But it didn't also work out, but that's okay. I really learned a lot. So yeah, I moved on to the next, and then I got a job at a US company as a graphic designer, product designer, like web developer. So like parang inako na tanan yung lahat, pero yun yung last job ko. I got that in March, and then by like start of April or end of March, I received a decision from Brandeis University that I was admitted as a Wayne Scholar. So for those who don't know what a Wayne Scholar is, it's like Brandeis's full ride or full demonstrated need scholarship. So yeah, I got that, and then I'm here now, and it was really unexpected because when I was applying last December, my first choice was in Abu Dhabi. It was NYU Abu Dhabi because I did like internship there. I got a recommendation letter from a professor there, so that was my first choice, and I was really heartbroken when I was waitlisted. But then I got over that by like researching more about the universities that might be a great fit for me. So that's a huge thing that we will be discussing more pa later. Kasi when I was starting out with like college applications, I was obsessing over that one school. And then when I researched other schools, I just like found out na hindi sila ganun ka-special if you look at it. Kasi yung mga reasons ko before why I looked at school, because I like that they have an open curriculum. I like that they have study abroad programs. Pero when you look at it like in a wide scale, marami talagang maraming universities na ganun din, mga liberal arts colleges. And yeah, what really makes a school unique is their values, like what they stand for. Like for example, for Brandeis, it's social justice and inclusion. So that's what I really resonated with. And yeah, that's what the mindset that I used when I was building my school list for my gap year application. So yun, isa lang akong one time lang ako nag-apply, which is during my gap year, but my preparation took really long, and somehow it worked well. It worked out perfectly well, and there was a lot of wait lists and even rejections. Pero at the end of the day, I do believe na a lot of people who don't end up like their like pursuing studies abroad just don't find the perfect fit na school para sa kanila. So yeah, one of advice I would give is like to find a school that really fits you. Kasi yun yung pinakamahirap of the process actually, kasi a lot of people just like spam Ivy Leagues, ganun, ganun, ganun. And there's nothing wrong with that, pero it's not just like wise to go based on prestige. Like as was other speakers were saying earlier, it's really important to like find the school that fits you. So next slide, please. Okay, so now that you know more about my story, like what I've gone through, okay, this is the pros and cons of gap years. So let's like look at the time thing first. So if you take a gap year, I think a lot of people consider taking a gap year during their senior high, but they're not really sure if they should. So these are the pros and cons. So the first pro is you will have more time to polish your application. So if you take a gap year now, you also have like a time to take the SATs if you haven't already, or if you didn't like your score before. So you can do that. I didn't, but it's a huge plus if you're trying to like level up your academic part of your application. And there's also more time for you to polish your essays, but this can have a downside if you tend to like procrastinate if you have a lot of time. So be sure to really like manage your time well when it comes to like drafting your essays. It helps to have a mentor. So if you have a mentor who is going over your essays, set deadlines, and yeah, follow through. And one con for this one is that if you're a gap year, there's more expectation for you to like produce more, like provide like more depth in your application. Since you're a gap year, you have more time, so you have more time to prepare, and they're expecting your application to be better than the regular applicants who didn't take a gap year. So that's one thing that maybe like balances out the more time portion. But yeah, and yeah, for the next pro, it's the about using time for self-development and exploration. This is what I mentioned earlier, and this is a big thing for me since gap years are really eye-opening, and they really teach you a lot. A lot of people do gap years and travel. A lot of people do gap years and just work. A lot of people do gap years and do research. A lot of people do that to join competitions, and you can use that time for whatever you want, as long as the like main priority is not stat padding. Kasi a lot of the times college counselors or college admissions people can tell if someone is stat padding on their gap year. Kasi makita mo sa application nila yung mga ECs nila, yung mga awards nila, puro gap year or something like that. There should be like consistency, and also in your essay you should like really demonstrate your interest in that specific field. So yeah, while there is like more time for self-development and exploration during your gap year, another, I don't know if this is a con, pero it's like more work. So I guess it's a con na you have to write an additional essay about your gap year. Since Common App only needs you to write like think personal statement and then like the supplemental essays. If you take the gap year, you will write another essay, like a gap year essay. So for Common App, I wrote all of the essays there actually. So I wrote the gap year essay, the transferee essay, the personal statement, like whatever essay. Pero that's the ones that I remember. And yeah, that's one of the cons that you have to like, it's not really a con, but you have to keep it in mind. Because when I was writing those essays, and I think that's what like got me waitlisted at my ED university. I actually think I'm thankful that I got waitlisted there because I love this school. So yeah, I'm sure that it was because of my gap year essay. Because a lot of people don't really pay attention to that essay because they think na it's just like supplemental. They don't the admissions officers don't really read that, but it's really an essential part of your application. You should really, 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 really pay attention to how you describe and how fruitful your gap year was. Dapat hindi siya like, this is where you make it obvious na you're not doing it to stat pad, but you're doing it to like for like to explore what you want, like explore yourself, and like parang my journey yung essay nyo sa gap year. And I can add more to that later if we have time. So wait, let me breathe. Okay, so next pro is pwede kayo mag-distress and recover from the academic burnout nyo sa senior year ninyo ng high school if you take a gap year. So maybe, I think a lot of you people who are interested in applying abroad are really academic achievers and really active in the like organizations and ganun. So if you are like a struggling senior right now na you are swamped with a lot of work, it can help to take a gap year kasi there's no race naman. Like you're only the I like to think na I like to say then na the only person we're like racing against is like ourselves, ganun. So don't worry about it. You know that Beanie song? So don't worry about like um yeah. The song played in my head. Eh. Kung mag-alala mo. Oh, that one. That one. So yeah, just remember na life is not a race. Like if it's a race, you're racing against yourself. So um if you need the time to de-stress, to recover before going into college, you should if you really want to and you feel like you need it. And yeah, another con that I felt or like I mentioned earlier is parang when it's like at the beginning in the beginning sa parang gap year mo, you might feel left out. Pero that's perfectly normal. It's okay. And everyone gets through it na gap year. And yeah, one pro is gap years are becoming increasingly common. So a lot of people are considering gap years now kasi wala naman talaga siyang con, especially kung you're being really productive during your gap year and you're not just like lazing around when you're doing something fruitful with your time. So yeah, it's becoming more and more popular now. Like I've been seeing a lot of friends in the gap year to pursue their career passions and stuff. So yeah, you might feel like if you're gonna take a gap year, you're not gonna be alone. There's a lot of people who take gap years. And yeah, one last con is, especially pag nasa Philippines ka, you might encounter a lot of like resistance from your family members and friends, as I have. So yeah, just be prepared for that. Next slide, please. Okay, so next is should I take a gap year or should you take a gap year? So it really depends on your context. Pero if your answer is if you're hesitating, maybe you should really consider going to a gap year and like with your context list out the pros and cons with you. Kasi iba-iba tayo ng context. So baka for you it's beneficial or for others it's not. So you should really consider like listing out the advantages and benefits for if you really want to do like if you're really considering like taking a gap year based on the points that I was saying earlier. Next slide, please. Oh yeah, I should mention that if you take a gap year, oh yeah, I can just mention here now. A lot of people think na if they go out, if they yeah, I mentioned this earlier. Yeah, when you graduate high school and you go to college, so like freshman or sophomore, you need to apply to schools abroad as a transfer. So you can't do that as a gap year, like first year applicant. Kasi may record ka na sa schools nyo dito sa Philippines. And I'm not sure if I think there will be problems if you like do that. It might have worked out for some people, but I don't really know if it did. Pero the general rule is if you've started college, you should apply as a transfer. But if you left high school and then like had a period of time where you did not go to school, appear as a freshman year after. So yeah, that's a common misconception that I just want to clear out. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so next is Q&A. So if you have questions or yeah, any queries, you can ask me. If you want me to like review your gap year essay, you can email that to me. I can drop my email in the comments later. So yeah, I'm passing the mic to the host.
So I hope that everyone was able to learn a lot to this session and gain insights into the lesser-known gap years. We would like to thank Mick Saludo with her guidance on this day. And as usual, we'll be opening for any additional questions from the audience. You may type in your questions into the Q&A portion down below. Hi, there's a question here, Q&A session. Is it advisable to have a gap if you have low grades in high school in order to makabawi sa gap year through taking AP classes or having better SAT score?
Hello, hear me?
Yes, we can hear you po.
Yeah, actually, I would say that a gap year might be beneficial for you. It's not really like definite na, oo, gap year ka. So yeah, a gap year might be beneficial for you. Kasi I know people who had really like troubles with their academic portion sa application nila, and they took a gap year and took the SAT, and that can help boost your application. So if you feel like your grades are really not doing it for your application, or if they're weighing your application down, do take a gap year if you really like want to go to like schools abroad. So yeah, you really have to like want that thing na gusto niyo talaga mag-abroad, because a lot of people like don't really push through with it, and yun nga, parang you really have to be committed na mag-gap year kayo if ano. But during your year, dapat may alternatives din kayo, kasi there's a lot of gap year people na like have trouble with like moving forward, especially after early decisions, if you're going to like be taking early decisions. So it's really important to have alternatives during your gap year. And yeah, for boosting your academic portion part, a gap year can really help with that. That answers your question.
Thank you for that. Another question here is, how did taking a gap year influence your college experience? So, such as with social and professional life.
Oh, okay. For the social experience, honestly, it's not really that didn't really affect me much. Although when I was a gap year, I was like secluded kasi gusto ko kasi na I was creating something always. So I really focused on myself. I really did not like leave the house that much because all of my friends were in college anyway. So we really just met like we really like hang out during like holidays, ganon. So, but it wasn't like really that big of a minus or like negative thing because I'm really independent naman. And right now, as for like my social life right now, the gap doesn't really influence my social, especially because my school is so like friendly or so loving towards gap year. So really, yeah, find schools that are gap year friendly. Kasi may mga schools na love nila yung mga gap year, and may schools na hindi ganun yung ganun karaming gap year yung ina. So
Thank you for that. So I think that's it for the Q&A session. So for those who have any additional questions, they may proceed to the Google Forms shown on the screen right now. And you may also email the speaker because her email's in the chat. So again, we would like to give thanks to the event sponsors, LIMS Review Center, AAG Student Service, and AACC Study Abroad Consultant.